best advice I can give it to anyone, anyway.
So welcome to Malpi's Attic. I am Adish Shaha.
And I'm Mohammed Ishar.
So today for this episode of Malpi's Attic, we have Mr. Abishek Rayamajhi sir with us. He is the academic director of our institute. Hello sir, we welcome you to Malpi's Attic.
Thank you, Odyssey and Mohammed for inviting me. That's really an interesting name for the podcast, Malpi Attic. Before you start a question, I think I should start a question. So how did you come to the name Malpi Attic?
So
basically, you can see the environment. This is something we came up with in a short time. So this is short notice. So first thing, we had to manage this in quite short time. So and there's a lot of stuff you can see. We had to manage space for that. So what is the attic? Attic is a place where you store things, and this looked like a storeroom. So Malpi's Attic. That's how we came up with it.
Sounds interesting, I guess.
So Malpi's Attic being the name of the podcast and not us literally being in Malpi's Attic. So let's start with the podcast. So sir, would you please give us a basic introduction about yourself?
As mentioned before, my name is Abishek Rayamajhi and I'm the academic director at Malpi Institute. I'm also the alumni and product of Malpi Institute from way back in 2002 to 2004. So Malpi A-levels were started from 2000. So I'm the third batch from 2002 to I graduated Malpi A-level 2004, went to United States, finished my studies, bachelor's, master's, and then I decided to come back. I mean, I always had my option, my thinking that I will always return back to Nepal. It's not like I will come back to Nepal and like do great things and do something, but I always had an inkling of coming back. So in 2013, I came back to Nepal, and then for a year, I worked for the NFA Football Corporation and Sati organization, and after that, from 2014, I've been working here at Malpi. I actually started as the associate coordinator, and now I guess I've made all the way to the academic director. So that's the part
Yes,
of
sir,
my
so that's really great. And knowing that you've known Malpi from its core, from its first, so I would like to ask you that what is the comparative difference between the Malpi school that you went to and now?
I see a lot of similarity between Malpi when I joined and Malpi right now, because I think somewhere along down the line when I was not here, from 2006, 7, 8, I think Malpi kind of went in a different direction to what I was used to. So a lot of the things that you see now are actually the same thing that I saw when I was as a student. So those things are actually being implemented right now, because the one thing I really like about Malpi was like how comfortable each and every one of us were. It didn't matter from what background you came from where you came from, just because you are Malpi, and then it didn't matter whether you're senior or junior or science, non-science or management, all different kind of things. Like everybody, we used to talk with everybody. We used to be very friendly environment. So that kind of a thing, the similarity that what I see during my time and right now. The different, I see it at, I think the opportunities that are now available to all the students than in my time. I mean, we didn't even have YouTube, I guess, at that time. So we really had to go to the British Council and like look for all the extra notes and every kind of thing. But right now you get like everything is available, more resources available, more opportunities is available for students. So I think that's the more different I can see, like students are able to explore what they want and where they want to go.
So based on the opportunities, it's better now as it was compared to in the past. So what do you think could have been done in the past to make it better then?
In the past, like really, I mean, the opportunities were like whether you study science or management. If you wanted to study management, so that means you only went to the bachelor in business administration program. And if you study science, either you become a doctor or you become an engineer or you studied math. So those were only the kind of opportunities if you are available. But right now, it doesn't matter what subject choice you have, whether you are from a science background or management background. I mean, doing this podcast. Even if you want to be a podcaster, you can be a podcaster. That's one of the opportunities available. If you are really into sports, then you can move on to like a different kind of sports uh, field. Like I think more than specifically, if you want to make videos, and and you can become a videographer, I guess you can become a photographer. So like a lot of different opportunities.
It was very vast. So
Yes.
um, it's very interesting that you were actually a student in this school. So why did you choose Malpi for both as a student and as a teacher to work?
Uh, I joined Malpi previously because I was when I was in class 10, I was sure that I will do A levels. Okay, because my elder sister, she actually did A levels from going under school, and she was like, "Abhishek, you need to study A levels. A levels is really best for you because I think all of you can see like there is so much difference between we used to call SLC. Right now it's called ACE. So SLC and A levels is like the way of thinking, like analyzing the problems, and like what we are taught in A level is so totally different. So that what actually attracted to me to the A levels, and then there was not a lot of option for me to do A levels. I guess we only had Banganta, Rata Bangla, and Malpi. The Malpi were just starting, and they were like all teachers from Banganta. They actually started living over there, Rata Bangla, and everything. That they were all coming. The teachers were all coming to the Malpi Institute to teach. So that was one of the uh, main reason. Plus, I think Malpi Institute used to be in Lajim Park, so my home is in Naivada, so that was really close to my home. So like it made a lot of sense for me to join Malpi Institute. And as soon as I think within my first day, 2 days, I was like so happy that I made a right decision to come to Malpi. And going back to your second part, like as a teacher, why I joined Malpi, it's like as I mentioned before, I came back to Nepal in 2012, and then I was working for Sati and for organization. And in around 2014, so I was actually looking for jobs and opportunities. And our executive director, ma'am, Jana ma'am, so she knew me from my time as a student. So like I think she just contacted me saying, "Hey, Abhishek, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just looking for job. So why don't you come and see what Malpi is about? I will not see and work over here and see." So like I was not too sure because I was not too sure to working in an education background, like. But when I came to Malpi again, like same thing happened. Like when I joined as a student and when I now joined as a teacher, the same thing happened. Like as soon as I came here, like within like few days, I was so happy. Like it was so comforting environment. Everyone is so friendly. Of course, they are all different kind of student, but like I think at least student response, like different environment, like to whatever I was used to, it was so comfortable for me to work at Malpi. So like I just started as an associate academic coordinator from 2004. I would like maybe I'll leave after a few months. Maybe I'll leave after a few months, but few months. It's been like almost
Yes.
6 years. So I'm very happy to be here.
So, sir, you told us that you decided to. So, sir, you told us that you decided to take A level since you were in grade 10. So, I think that you were already prepared that what subjects you will take. So, what subjects did you end up taking and how did they help you?
Okay. The subject I ended up taking are the science subject. So for me, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and computer science. Chemistry, organic chemistry, like never went inside my brain. Okay. Like
Yeah.
no matter how hard I studied, no matter how it's like organic chemistry. Please don't tell Kiran sir about it.
We
Okay.
won't, we won't.
But the chemistry just didn't get inside me. So physics, math, and computer was my main subject. But like within like 6 months to almost to 7 8 months, I knew like my future subject would not be science subject because like A level is hard, right? It's not easy. Like you have to know like everything. It's like a subject is so vast, so vast. And we are like kind of used to bringing up in SLC, which we now call ACE, like where you are taught to like you know the answer, not think and know the answer, but like whatever is given to you, that you have to know the answer. But A level is not that way. Like the question comes so differently, you have to know the subject matter. So within, like I said, 6 to 7 8 months, I realized that the science subject was not my field. Now, what made me choose the science subject? At that time, everybody was like, either you wanted to study business or you wanted to be science. And in my school we didn't have economics, accounting. So our optional subject were optional math and computer. So that's why math and computer were easy for me. And then we had to study science. So that's why I took physics and chemistry. So I didn't take biology, I guess.
So what subject would you say is the best like subject from A levels?
As I said, like there's no fixed subject for anyone. It's like you have to know yourself. Okay, so like you have to be really, really honest. It doesn't matter what your parents say, what your friends say. Okay, because we can expect our parents to know. Because even my parents still don't know what I studied A levels. Okay, I think it will be similar for you, for your parents also, because they will not even know what A level is. Because it is like we are at the end of the one. You and I are the one who are going to the exam center and writing down the answer. Okay, so I would never suggest to student to take this subject is better, that subject is better. Okay, because like as you can see, there are so many, a lot of different options in management and in physics. So you have to really be honest with you. Like you have to decide for yourself whether I have to study hard, right? You have to study hard. You have to work hard. But even if I study hard and work hard, whether I will get the satisfaction from that subject or whether I will get grade or not. So that you have to decide. So I will never tell any student to take this and that. It all depends. And if some of the students are already predetermined to go to engineering or medical, because there's so that kind of things are good. But if you are not too sure about what you want to study in the future, so then there are subjects like business, economics, and math. And math is the one subject I would say like everybody needs to take it. Whether you give your exam after 2 years down the line, that's up to you. But math subject is because in the future when you do bachelor and everything, that will really, really help you.
It should be made compulsory.
Compulsory. I guess that's why I think a lot of you are taking in the first year
Yes.
only. Like some students who are actually taking sociology, psychology, are really not interested. Don't need to take math, but I would encourage to take mathematics.
So a large portion of your reasoning to choose science was due to like the cultural pressure that you had, so the parents. So, what would you pick if you didn't have the cultural pressure back then?
I'm sorry. What the question?
What would you pick if you didn't have the cultural pressure?
So what would I pick? Yeah, I would have taken economics, of course, mathematics, and business, economics, mathematics, and accounting, because I took accounting class in my bachelor level and I was like blown away. Why I was so late studying in accounting? That is really interesting subject for me. So I would say business, economics, accounting, and mathematics.
So, as a student, did you ever think that you would become a teacher in the same school you were studying in?
Oh no. Because that is life, okay? Because at a life, I mean, some people are so sure what they wanted to do. Because some of my friends, they were already in my group. They already knew what they wanted to do in when they were A levels, okay? And at that time, there was pressure also for me to determine what I wanted to do. But like as I said, within 6 months to 1 year, I was not too sure about my A level subject. But what I did was I sat down and decided that I will finish my A level no matter what, because I can just run away from the problem, because I have to face the problem. So once I did finish my A levels, and one of the reasons for going to United States and studying in a liberal arts college was that because I was still not sure what I wanted to do. So liberal arts college gives you that option for your first 2 years. You can take all different kind of subjects, and that will really help you. So going to your question, no, I never thought. Like I said, I was just looking for good environment to work. Like I didn't pick whether I want to go to education sector or whether I wanted to go to different. I think that is the best big difference that is happening right now. As you can see, previously, if everybody think we want to be teachers or everything because like we have that kind of a personality, and because you want to be teachers because you want to be strict and you want to show your personality, you want to impose your personality. But no, like from a lot of times, life takes you all a different way. Because for me, like it was all opportunity. Like I said, within 5 months to 6 months when I started Malpi, the main impact for me was helping the student. Okay, because at the first I was helping students to go abroad. That was one of my basic job, because I just returned from United States. So ma'am told me to how to apply to the university and college. So I helped get a lot of students into different universities. That really gave me the satisfaction. Okay, so at least I was able to open doors for students. What you do, how you work on that part, it's up to the student, right? It's not for me to do. But at least I'm there in a position to help you go, whether you want to go straight, whether you want to go right, or whether you want to go. But at least I'm there to put doors for you robotic. So that was the satisfaction that really gave me after working in Malpi for a few months, and so that's why I'm still here, I guess.
So I'm really intrigued by the way you live. So you're just a person who's going with the flow. So if I had to bring you back in time by 10 years, would you still do the same things you did right now?
10 years back the time, oh my God, 10 years means like right now 2022, so that is 2012. 2012, like, I don't know now. I was in the United States at that time to 2012, but let me tell you, I was really struggling at that time because in 2012 I had just done my master's. I had done my master's in education because I knew in a field education, but more focused on sports. Okay, because in the United States, like there are different my degree is master's in education, but more focused on sports industry. So I was actually looking to work in a maybe different kind of sports industry, especially in the United States, maybe football, they call it soccer over there. So football, basketball, American football. So I was really looking forward to working over there. But like as I said, 10 years ago, I was really struggling over there. Like I was not getting anywhere, not anyone. And so life happened. Okay, so I just decided, it's okay. As I said before, I had an always inkling to come back. So I said, as you got your question, whether go with the flow, I'll go to Nepal and see what will happen to me. So that was.
So would you do anything differently?
Anything different in 2012? I guess I knew more. I guess I had more experience, more different. I wish I had more confidence right now. Right now, the confidence I have, I think the confidence that actually Malpi gave me working over here. So maybe I would have looked for opportunities. Maybe I would have fought more hard to stay in the United States. Maybe that after like struggling, I just decided to back. Maybe if I had more confidence, more belief in myself, I guess. So I would have decided to stay in the United States more, I guess.
So, sir, since we're in the topic of youth, so you struggled a lot in your youth, and so what did you learn from it, and what would you advise students like us right now to
That's a really
make
good
our
question.
situation better?
That's a really, really good question. Number one thing I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay? Don't think that I'm the only person going through that thing, because like everybody goes through different things. Okay? You go to your thing, you go to your thing, I go to my thing. Right? Right now also I might be going through something. Right? So it's all different. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And now, then you have to determine who to ask to help, because sometimes it can be anybody. Okay? So you have to identify the person in your life who will just listen to you at a first. It can be anybody. It can be a parent, it can be a teacher, it can be a friend, it can be a brother, sisters, cousin, anybody. Okay, so you have to kind of identify the person. So like, I think we have to make a mentor. Okay, you have to identify a person as a mentor who can mentor you and who can tell you that this is right or wrong, this is how you can go through. So my advice to you all will be always to be, don't be afraid to ask for help. Now again, as I said, asking for help doesn't mean you go and telling everybody everything, because like some people respond in a wrong way, some people might respond in a right way. Okay, so my question will be identify a mentor. And the third thing I would say is, a lot of things are just noise. Okay, like I think you see in a lot of football stuff, like players are celebrating, that's like cupping their ears. It's like a background noise. Okay, so a lot of things that you hear, whatever from your family or anybody, those are kind of noise. So that's what you have to be able to determine, whether that is noise, whether that thing is going to affect my life or not. So that you have to, that is how you identify and move forward. Like people will tell you, like, okay, if you wake up late, maybe your parent might come here, why are you waking late? Maybe if you miss a class, or if you do anything, you just have to know which person is telling you in a good intention, which person is telling bad. Now,
Whether it's noise or advice.
So if you put all the noise inside your head, and when you'll be thinking a lot, right? Because you'll not move forward. So people will talk, no matter what you do, no matter how successful you be, no matter if you get all A stars in A level, no matter what you do, people will talk. Okay, because that's the nature of human. That's basically human. So the other person might be talking, maybe he or she is jealous, or it doesn't matter. For me, it like doesn't matter. It's noise. So you have to be able to identify the third parties, know what is noise for you, what is not noise for you. So once you know those people are noise, you just leave it behind everything and go ahead. So that's how you have to. That part is what actually I struggle, because there was nobody to tell me all that kind of stuff. Because I was young and everything, I took whatever my parents told me, whatever my teachers told me, I took it my heart because those are noise. Because sometimes something might motivate you, but something will really demotivate you. So you really have to know which person is important in your life. So I would say three things. No, cancel the noise. Don't be afraid to ask for help and find a mentor. Okay, mentor can be anybody. Mentor can be your friend. Mentor can be your teacher. Mentor can be your parent. Anybody in your life.
So I really like the way you refer to these third-party things as noises. So as a troubled teenager, what were the noises for you?
Okay, so one of the basic part was like of course, in our time it used to be the education. Okay, like sometimes I perform well, sometimes I did not perform well. So they were like comparison. Okay, like somebody's child is doing better than you. My cousin's son or daughter is performing. You both of you are in the same class. He or she is studying in different school. You are studying here. I don't understand. You both of you are studying thing, but they don't know what we are going through, right? That person is going through a different thing. I'm going through a different thing, and but so that is the thing which really affected me because I did not understand like why I'm being compared to anybody, why I'm being compared to that person, why I'm being compared to a different person. And another thing is, if I have to be honest, my voice. Okay, so sometimes my voice is I don't know for some reason like a lot of people find it weird. Okay, when I talk, I think my accent is like kind of different thing, and people as soon as I started talking, people used to laugh. Okay, so like I think I still remember in class 9 or 10, whatever. So that kind of thing used to happen. So again, those things really affected me. Now, all these things I learned when I was in the United States, when I really found a good mentor in myself, a good mentor. I think she told me that like you need to just quite you are a different person. Everybody is unique in your own way. It doesn't matter what other people think. The only thing matters is who is important to you. So that is how you help overcome your difficulties.
So a major message to the youth now would be to accept who you are and be yourself.
Exactly, be yourself and don't ever compare with anybody else because even your best friend, everybody is like a unique. Okay, that's like a
Different from one another.
different from others. Okay, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to perform, right? So that was also as you can see, like that's why as you can see me around the school, I don't go around talking around to students a lot of the time because I know everybody is going through the different kind of things. So like going back to your school thing is be unique.
Oh, okay. So, as you said in grade 9 to 10, you were troubled due to your voice, and were you bullied? Would you say you were bullied?
I'm sorry.
Would you say you were bullied as a child due to your voice?
Um, I don't want to go into too much details about it, but I would say, yeah, maybe a couple of times, okay, because it's a natural thing. I wouldn't say it's a natural thing. Those people who like kind of like say bullied me or said something, they also didn't understand it. Okay, like I don't know, maybe they found it unique or different. So it's like that's how I look at it. Okay, I don't blame them in anything. It's not like something that happened, like as you can see in a lot of American high school movies, like the way they bully and all this kind of stuff. Not that kind of level, but small level, everything affects you, right, in your life. So the way I look at those person is they don't understand it because they were not brought up properly or they didn't know. So there's nothing you can do about it.
So your suggestion to people who get bullied right now would be to think that they're not making a valid point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's very good.
So your suggestion to the kids who are bullied now would be?
Bullied now. Okay, so my suggestion to the kids who are bullied now would be that first you need to uh, now, no, everybody different in a respond in a different way. Okay, so whatever suggestion I give might not be appropriate for one person or another person. So my suggestion would be first you need to identify why you are being, and now that is a really difficult thing to identify because you might just be going in a normal way. Why does people are saying? So that might be difficult, and you need to also try to understand the person who are actually bullying you, their perspective, but you really need to comfort them. Okay, that I would say like now, again comforting them again determined in what kind of situation. I'm not saying you go alone and then comfort in a different way. You can be comforting by informing the teachers or informing your parents, but it all comes back to noise again. For me, it's like everything is noise. Okay, whatever they say, if it impact your mental health, and then
It's nice.
that way you will be really really thinking about it. You should not be thinking about too much about it. You should be thinking about where I'm going, where that person is going, because 1 year, 2 year, 3 years long, you're not going to be with the same person down the road. So that would be my suggestion.
So what Sir said reminded me of a quote. I do not know who this is by, but it says, "You can't always control what's happening to you, but you can control how you react to it." So, as a troubled teenager, there are a lot of troubles a teenager faces. So let's talk about more troubles that teenagers have. So let's talk about physical problems as teenagers, like acne or many other things that teenagers trouble. Ashi, would you like to add on that?
I think teenagers' troubles more than just acne means accepting yourself. Because, like Sir said, getting bullied, when you don't accept yourself and when others face facts to you about us being different than normal. So I think that's what we teenagers struggle from the most. Like, we find points about ourselves that are not normal. Like that people, like we first before getting bullied, we just put ourselves out there that, oh my god, I'm gonna be bullied. So I think that's our mentality is only like being weird is wrong. So
So I think that way it comes in. I think, as you said, being weird is should not be wrong, right?
yeah, it should not be.
It should not be wrong. So that way the I think the bullying thing and everything. I think that way it comes from. So like I said, the first part is you have to accept whatever difference you have. Once you accept it, everything. I keep going back to that. That is my favorite thing to go back to. I keep going back to it. Everything becomes your background noise. Yeah, as soon as you accept it, like as you said, you can control what happens to you, but you can control how you react. So that is how you are reacting. If you try to make it more better, if you try to say not speak at all, like for me, like I said, like my voice was kind of weird and everything, and like I just didn't stop speaking, because if I stopped speaking, then maybe I would have made more fun. But like as I said, when I came to Malpi, like that's what the first thing was really hitting me. But it might be different, like what might they say, what might happen, but like that didn't happen over here. So that was I was so happy over here. So it gave me more confidence. So like being weird, I think that being weird is like not only in Nepal, whether you in the US or Western countries, like that's what thing. I think that's what we have to accept it. If you start accepting it, saying maybe this is Nepal and we are back, not developed country. Maybe it doesn't happen in Western countries. If I think people are more understanding in Western countries, that way you are wrong. No, not Western countries, because from my personal experience, it doesn't matter whether you're Americans or Europeans or whatever. If you are not well educated, well enough, and then you will find weird in anything. So I think that's just the way the human society and nature is. Like, as long as you go beyond whatever is accepted, and funding, it can be a weird thing. Like even this podcasting can be a weird thing for some people, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that nothing you can do about it. So that's my point over here, I guess. Being weird should not be normal. I think being weird should be celebrated, because that's different thing about you. That's my personal view.
So it's not being weird; it's being unique. So we have to rephrase the word.
Yeah, because everybody is unique. Because
Yeah.
I, I would not say like everybody is being put on earth to do different kind of thing. No, no, I'm not believer in that peak kind of thing. But at least everybody had a purpose. Can be anything. Like you said, what made me, I didn't realize my purpose to be working here as soon as I started helping students, getting whatever they wanted to get, helping students go on their path. So that way I started realizing, this is really great for me. For me, it came really late. It didn't come when I was studying in my US master's, bachelor. It didn't come when I was doing my A levels. So that's what I tried to tell you. Every student of a year, you will get there, but everybody go in a different part and a different way. Uh, Thus, you have to learn to accept what is right, learn to whose thing you need to listen and whose thing you do not need to listen. So it's going to pack it. Being unique and find your purpose.
So
One of my major mentors in the internet once said that 3 things that keep a man to be a man is like one of those things was to make the man find a purpose. And you've said the same thing to me, so it's really resonating with me that you have to find a purpose to be responsible and to become someone you truly want to become. So, yeah, as you were saying.
So I was saying that you said, so you would agree on the fact that you embraced yourself and that led you to where you are right now.
Right.
Okay.
So that it might take you a lot of time. It might take you
Yeah.
might get there in 1 year. You might get there in 5 years. You might get there in 10 years. But as long as you know that you're embracing yourself and you are going forward, and what field, unless you are very very technical, if you are really into computer or like say physics, chemistry, if you are really technical, you already know where we are going. But not everybody is going to be
So
good
it's
that way, right?
okay if you already have a path, and it's also okay if you don't have a path and have not figured it out yet.
It's okay, but you need to work hard in your life, whatever you are doing, whether you like it or not. I mean, studying, I would not say studying is not fun. Studying is a different thing, but you still need to work hard in that thing because that is your purpose. Right? You are a student right now, so that would be your purpose to work hard. It's not like to enjoy that thing. Maybe enjoying thing and being happy about it. Maybe that will come, but and never compare with anybody. Whether your best friend or whether your friend circle, because some will find within 1 year, some will find within 2 years, some will find like it. And like work hard. You have to always work hard, whatever you are doing. Whether you have found that purpose or not, eventually you will get there.
So what I took from that is that even if you don't have a purpose, you have to accept that. But accepting and being happy about is not a big thing. But you have to be responsible and actually take up the opportunities that you have around you, and then find a purpose.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you never know what opportunities from where you're gonna get, right? So it's like what life throws at you. It throws you from the different direction. Like if you are so specific about it, if you say you want to go through this straight, no, I want to do that, and that's where the problem will come. Okay, so you really have to be specific. You really do not have to be specific.
Yeah. So let's move on to more fun things. So cameraman actually has made me move on to a fun thing as
Right,
he's
right.
doing some funny things behind the scenes. But yeah, let's move on to more fun
trying
things.
to cough.
Life. So as a teenager, as a troubled teenager, every teenager basically has love interests. Do you have any?
Love interest.
Yeah. Did
When
you
I was a
ever have-
teenager or right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. When you were a teenager, did you have any? Yeah, you can be honest about it.
No, if I talk about it, if people watch this episode, I know if they figured out who am I talking about.
You don't have to specifically.
Of course,
say
I
what it
had.
is.
Of course, I had
Yeah,
in A
just
levels.
yeah, speak to us about the experience.
Oh, of course, I had in A levels and in my bachelor's. Of course, I mean, who doesn't have love
A
interest?
levels, one in A levels, one in bachelor's. What do you mean?
During masters, I did not have because that was like a very different field. A levels is just like it's like 2 years to too short a time, and then you move on to different things. You go to, like I said, I went to United States. Somebody went somewhere, so it just thing didn't pan out. During yeah, during bachelor levels, I guess if my friends where I studied in Loras College, if my friends watch it episode, I guess they will know who am I talking about. But let's not go into detail there. Things happen, we move on, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things are not permanent. We have to move on. Yeah.
This is not like a film, okay? Like it isn't like
Yeah.
if you watch a lot of indie movies and a lot of different kind of movies, it's not like a movie for you. Like you need that person. No, like both of you need to be compatible with each other because both of you need to be comfortable with each other. Both of you need to understand each other and accepting flaws and everything. If you only accept one flaw and like it should not be like when you're speaking what the other person will think. No, if you that's the basis of the relationship. If as soon as you have to think, okay, if I'm gonna say something, you will see will mind it. You will should not get angry. As soon as you think that, and then with that way, your problems will start to come in. In my experience, okay, like everybody had a different experience. Our parents definitely had a different experience because we can really compare to our parents and all that kind of
Generation
stuff.
and
But for us, being comfortable and I guess finding a not rushing into the relationship, take your time, I guess.
Yeah. So what I've understood is that things come with time, and certain things happen at a certain time because they're supposed to happen at a certain time. So
Exactly, that what I'm going back to that purpose and thing and everything will happen in time, like I guess. But for to that happen time, of course, you still need to work hard, right? Work hard and then do everything in your power that you can try to make it happen. If it doesn't happen, then that's not a big thing. You move on to the another thing.
so since we're on this funny topic and this funny vibes, tell us something embarrassing that happened to you during your school times.
Funny thing was when I was in the airport, first time in the United States. So I was in the airport and the lift, I was inside the lift. Okay, so normally when you go inside the lift, you go inside and then you face from where you entered, right? So as soon as I went inside, everybody was facing the other way. I was the only guy facing the from which side I entered, and I was like, "What is happening over here?" I didn't understand, like because I guess that was a more advanced kind of lift. It's like you enter from one thing, you get out from the another one. So that's why everybody was already facing that. I was the only guy facing the other different way. Like everybody like this, I was just only like. I'm like, what is happening? What's happening? What's happening? I'm like, I think these people are maybe they haven't seen lift. Maybe I don't know. But it was like I was the one who didn't know that was different. So that was really embarrassing. But everybody, when the lift opened, everybody went out laughing and everything. But that was one of the really sticks in my mind, I guess.
Yeah. So many people talk about funny things, embarrassing things, or certain troubles. So I want to know, was there anything related to horror or something that scared you when you were alone in United States?
When I was alone and shit, like that, not like that kind of. I don't think they think that kind of thing isn't like really made me scared. What made me scared was when there used to be forest during the Halloween. So when I was studying in United States, there used to be a forest. So we used to go to the Halloween forest. So that I think that was the one really scared me when I like broke up from my friends and I was alone, like all kind of different kind of ghosts comes in and everything. But right now I found it very funny. I don't know why because they were people like it's not like real things for me.
So
But I think that's
Halloween
really
scared you.
that was the only time I guess.
So not only like the spiritual aspect, so did things like being alone and being there, doing everything for yourself and supporting your life on from scratch, did that not scare you?
No, I always knew like I had like friends and family. Like I said, like I had already identified a lot of people who to trust and whom not to trust, and who to ask for help, and who my mentor was. Like yeah, sometimes I was like when I think I mentioned before in 2012, like around after I finished my master's, like that was time I was really struggling, I guess. But like I think as soon as you know there are people around you to help you, who will not judge you and will move you forward, it should not be a problem, I guess.
So do you have any tips on how people can find people they can trust?
It takes a lot of time. Okay, first thing is vibes. Okay, you need to vibes need to matter. Okay, the vibes can be anything. Just being comfortable, right? Just sitting with each other, just talking with each other, it's comfortable. So now, it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, it might take a month, but it's like finding the right people. And I get people who don't judge you. I mean, a lot of people will not judge you at the beginning, but they might still judge you after 1 week or 2 weeks. So there's no fixed way. Okay, everybody needs to find their own way. So like, you're hanging out, you're talking with your friends, your family. It's like some people.
So, sir, I think with that we've come to the end of our podcast. So, once again, I would like to tell you that we are really glad that you came here to talk with us today. So, sir, like we asked you so many questions, you gave such wonderful answers, and we were so glad to know all those things about you and your advices. I'm sure they helped everyone. Not at least not everyone, but me and Ishar, we've learned a lot from you. So, what is one question that you would like to ask us?
One question that I would like to ask us. I see you put me in a difficult spot, I guess. So one thing I would ask you is like, so what do you do when things get so much overwhelming for you? So what do you guys do?
So for me personally, when things get overwhelming, right? So everyone faces this. There's you get overload of many things. So I like to personally firstly erase everything. So there's this thing that I do, like I erase everything. I'm calm, and it's like a phase meditation, right? So you calm, and then you start organizing things that you do. So what is the highest priority that you are being overloaded with? And then you complete that first. And so the main load is gone, you can like continue on to the further below things. And then when you're like completely overwhelmed and you don't want to do anything, for me, I do training or anything that distracts me, basically. Yeah.
Like Ishar, same thing. I first try to calm myself by doing things that soothe me. Like maybe it's like taking a power nap or listening to music or maybe eating something I really like or drinking a really cold juice. Stuff like that just makes me feel calm. Then like after I'm over my break, after that thing, I'm more energized to be able to face that problem. I will just go and do it, organize it.
Those are really good answers.
So I'd like to end this podcast with a quote by someone controversial, very, very controversial. His name is Andrew Tate. You may or may not know him. So this quote is: "You cannot quit. So only you can change things. It is only you. Only you can change everything that's happening to you. So yeah, move on. And then also, if you're depressed, work out, get some abs, and then see if you're depressed